So we talked about what you need to do with your time. But I would argue what's more important is, do you like what you're going to do with your time? Man, life is so short. It's so important to enjoy your time. Please don't do this. If someone told you to do it, or you're comparing yourself to someone, or your uncle did it, so therefore you need to do it. No. That's not what this is about. This is about you, your gifting, your ability, what lights you up. There's so many investments out there that you don't have to fit a square peg in a round hole to be successful. This is simply one way to be successful. You can be successful financially in many ways besides real estate investing. So you really need to analyze and determine, do you like it? And you might not know it until you go through the first time, okay? And that's okay. That's called a pivot. A pivot is when you start with something, you go down the trail, and then you realize it just wasn't a fit, okay? It's okay to pivot. Joy is underrated. And comparison is the stealer of all joy. So again, let me reiterate, don't do this to compare yourself with someone. Do it because you want to do it. And when you want to do something, that means you're passionate about it. And when you're passionate about it, you will always be excellent at it. So find out what brings you life and you're passionate about, and double down, triple down, quadruple down on it. And you will always have success. You just simply will. Okay? I hope this is it for you, but if it's not, be honest. And if you have questions on how to qualify that, we can help coach you through that as well. I've always considered myself as a lifelong learner. And it's just so fun to just see everybody as a professor and constantly have a humble attitude of knowing, like, you'll never know everything. There's so much more to learn. There's so much more opportunity. It's just an abundant way to think. And I know how amazing it is because I used to have a scarcity mind, but not anymore. And now that I live in abundance, I just know there's so much wonderful things for me to continue to learn as I continue on in my life. And I never want to quit learning. I think this business and real estate and just being an investor in general is really much better if you have that attitude and if you adopt that mindset. And practically what that means is you see everybody as a teacher, okay? Everybody you can learn something from, even if you meet them and it's like what you don't want to be. Okay. That's a lesson within itself. Okay. But if you just always see everything as an education and a teacher, you're going to go very, very, very far, and your time is really going to stretch. It's going to bend. Time is going to go just an incredible way and be a big asset, even more than you ever could have imagined. So seeing everybody as a teacher and pursuing continuing education, hey, we as realtors and brokers have to take it. You should too. Totally invest in your relationship with education. You won't regret it. Read, and read some more. Buy more e-courses like this from different leaders and entrepreneurs and people that are specialized in their field of what you want to study. Invest in coaching. I'm not saying that as a way for you to trick you into hiring us. No. I'm just saying that's how you get ahead. You invest in other people's decades of experience and all the things that they've tried and failed and tried and failed and tried and failed, so you don't have to. Is there an expense to that? Yeah, there is. But here's the funny thing about that. That makes you want to get more out of it because you have skin in the game, and that's just a real thing. And with a really good team, you're always going to lean into that team well beyond the transaction. They're there for you. They really are. Any good leader that's been in this real estate space for 10 plus years has relationships. They're all relational, not transactional. So it's okay to pick up the phone and just ask them and say, hey, look, I have these questions. I don't want to abuse your time, but is it okay that I ask them? And then you have to rely on them for them to give you their boundary. Okay. But, because there's going to be questions coming up that you're just not going to know the answer to. For example, on the first time you have a big repair on your first rental property, how are you going to know what's a good repair and what's a bad repair and if you should get it done or not get it done? There's no way you can know that. Reach out to your market leader in that area, get their opinion. You don't have to take it, but it's good to get their feedback. It's good to get their leadership, their ideology. Okay. It just is great because that's where, again, iron sharpens iron. You grow better and faster and quicker, and you don't make those big mistakes. You might want to change this color scheme years from now. And it's hard for newer investors to think about that because they want to make decisions on upgrades and color schemes of paint and carpet and cabinets when it's time to renovate their rental property based on their ideology as a homeowner and what they like. And sometimes that's good, but if they don't know the area in which they're invested in, of what tenants want, or what really adds value to the rental property versus a home, they have a hard time making those decisions. So it's kind of two lenses of the way to think, and a professional can just help you delineate and streamline that decision to what works best for the tenant and landlord relationship. Also, refinancing over time, interest rates fluctuate. And so that could be a possibility that you want to do that, but you're not sure because let me tell you, refinancing always costs money. Even if it doesn't, the lender tells you that it doesn't, it does. Those are called back-end charges. There's always money. Sometimes it's not an upfront cost, but there is a cost. So you need to understand that and you need a leader to help you do that. Or whatever. If you want to do other creative things or different, just any question pops up, when in doubt, reach out. Ha, that rhymes. Also on the time. The right time is key. And it's important that you don't start your new rental property investing business when you're about to get married or the baby's due or you're buying your own house or renovating your second property on Rhode Island or a big life event. Just prepare and wait. Just be patient in the wait. Don't push this. There's no reason to push this. When those kind of situations happen, that's when we usually talk our clients out of moving forward right now because we know the time is not right. Sometimes the time is just not right. Be honest about that. It is okay. There's no reason to force it. Things should be light and easy. That's how life should be, and you should enjoy it. Trust me, I know. Much of mine I didn't, and now I do, and I wouldn't trade it for anything in the world. That's a value we have here, and we'll help you shape that. So think of time like this. Have you ever heard how your kids spell time? L-O-V-E, right? Love. So think about your time in a way like that for this business. Are you going to love it? Are you going to enjoy it? Do you think you are enough to do it? Okay? Really be honest with that because that helps support your why, which will support your entire business. Okay? And we want you to win and we want you to enjoy your life and have fun while doing it.